My name is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I'm not putting up any information with this. I've put it up, I've got so many YouTubes and Facebook, so I'm just going to put this up today. This is where I've been since last July, mid July, the 19th of last year, except for a couple of weeks. And today is the 7th of March, 2018. Now, I have put photos and things up, obviously, on Facebook about my kidnapping, who my parents are, and all that. Running in a political campaign in '83, and Larry Flint was shot during all that. I was writing about mind control murders, programming people. So I'm not going to go into that again. It's what's happened to me. You really can't tell it because it's been ongoing. I had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd, which is my father's birthday, by the way, just a different year. This is 1979, that I received an ongoing investigation, national security involved. It's how people have treated me. Like a criminal, the worst criminal that ever crawled the face of the earth, just like they did my father, that they're still bringing up in the Meghan Markle marrying Harry. Harry is probably not even the real Harry. If he is, he's not Diana's. Well, he's Diana's son, but he's not Charles' son. So he's really not part of the royal family. My father, Edward VIII, his name is coming back up now with Wallace Simpson, along with this Meghan Markle. My father, let me make this clear. My father was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, Windsor. She was Queen of England, 1936, till his own brother, George VI, Elizabeth's father, he's illegal, she's illegal. That whole line of crawling snakes, if you want to call it, are illegal. Spent money. In Winston Churchill was part of my kidnapping and takedown of my father. My father was married to my mom. Let me get back to this. And he never married Wallace Simpson. In 1986 in October, when I came to Roanoke, my mom and dad were still together, and they were still alive. The double that married Wallace became the illegal Duke and Duchess of Windsor, died in 1972, and he's buried there at Windsor, Frogmore, on grounds of the castle grounds. So I'm watching Meghan Markle. Last night they showed that she's going to have a $45,000 wedding gown. And then this is just the gown. This is not all the other that's included. I think they mentioned the price of Catherine's, but I don't remember how much that was, just the dress. If you could somehow disregard the ongoing onslaught of me and my sons, the crimes that are so hideous, other than being kidnapped, made homeless when they're living in my castles, you got to get the friggin' unlawful crap run out, evicted, and then handcuffed and put in prison where they should be. They're war criminals. The thing I wanted to add here is the movie, The Darkest Hour, making Winston Churchill out to be a hero. They had a movie of George VI, Elizabeth's father. Total lies. He went along with the Illuminati. My father wouldn't take orders from him. He did the decent thing. He had integrity, and look what's happened to him. I was kidnapped in 1941 by JFK, the Illuminati, Roosevelt's, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, and brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married to Childers. I still have to use it. So the real Peggy and Carl were illegitimate of birth, and the mother, Lina, killed both of them. But Carl was killed about a month, I guess, after birth. They're about a year older than me, I found out, in '83 when I found out about my real name and everything. And Peggy was actually killed a week or 2 weeks before I was put there. So her murder was planned to put me there. And anyway, I'm losing track here. I guess it's the fact that these people have been made heroes. The movies are a lie. The Queen's, was it the Queen's speech or what? That was, everybody, this woman walks around. She lives a life of plush, got all this family. I've put it up here before that are taking all this money. I'm living over here in this country, it's been a horrific crime done to me and my sons. My dress, excuse me, I finished high school, and the next year in August, I married John Childers. At least I think that's his name. That's what's been recording, and that's what I still use and have to. I don't know otherwise. So, I was paying for Lina Dempsey, the woman that kidnapped me. I was having to support her, and, and I tried, and I don't mind that at all. I'd do it all over again for Philip. They brought Philip, and get the name Philip as in Mountbatten. Philip is not a Mountbatten that I know of, but it's the name Philip that associated with who I'm saying I am later on, and I am. So I didn't mind anything. I love him, and I still love him today. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought now. I'm so sick and everything here in this room. I was talking about the wedding dress. I married John, and I didn't know we were going to get married that soon. And I got a phone call where I worked. I worked for electronics, doing books, counting. And he had a plane ticket waiting on me and wanted me to fly down to Kissimmee, Orlando, where his brother Wayne and Grace and their son, I won't say his name, he was a cute little fella, and that was a long time ago. But anyway, we were married, and I didn't have the money. To get a wedding dress, I had to go to Lerner's, which I don't know if you know what Lerner's is, dress shop back then. It's a Walmart. Not a Walmart, but it's the same price range of Walmart. So that's what I had for a wedding dress. And the shoes came from next door, but they were the same thing, the cheapest you can buy. So I'm in their home, and they have a nice home, and here I am in a blue dress, at the opposite of what you're supposed to wear. And my life has been a living hell. And I am here. I've told about running in a campaign and being flown out to Flint's because I give that as background. I put all this up. Over the years, since 2012 and 2013, and about, well, I'm not going to put any more up there. It's just that I'm here now, and I found out that I have an autoimmune disorder. It was never diagnosed, even though I'd worked for doctors. And that's what's been used against me. After I was out at Flint's, he furnished me a car for a year. I haven't seen him since. I turned the car in after a year, and I was pitched out on the side of the road again. My home, $100,000 policy that belongs to me is spent by somebody else in Atlanta. Nobody will touch it other than the crimes are so hideous. You can't pay me enough money for the pain and suffering done to my children and me, the things. So far, nobody's paid for it. Everybody's still going on living. Lina Dempsey's dead. According to all these people, their hands are clean. They didn't do anything. They didn't kidnap me. I am run, and this is for real, from place to place because I'm allergic to chemicals. I have an autoimmune disorder, and being around toxic fumes in a close quarter will trigger my immune system to attack itself. And I really can get in pain because my immune system gets so low that it's hard to fight off other things. But it affects me. Well, anyway, let me say this. I've tried to tell it, and they've made it all along unless I can get people up in court and get an attorney to represent me, or if by the grace of God, I get to go home and set the record straight about my dad and what's been done to me and my children and who we are. It's tough what somebody said, and I won't say it here. Clarice, I remember, and I liked her. Tough, said the kitty. was something she went around saying, real pretty girl. But anyway, if it never goes into court, never forced to tell it, the press not going to tell it. The Illuminati run your press, Rockefellers, Rothschild, your global government out of New York City, posing as the United Nations, the UN. And it's in power now if you only care to look around you. It's not but a little bit more till you'll totally be shut down. And anyway, I'm sitting here because I have stuck it out. I only run when it gets so bad for me. And I'm kept penniless and homeless. And right now, I'm going to have to leave here after I've been here since July, and it's owned by the same people here in this Roanoke area that have owned all the others I bounced around to, and it makes me look bad. Nobody wants to hear this. Unless it's in court, then everybody's in for a shock, and I don't want that it's told. But anyway, I wanted to show this. I'm going to the doctor today. I've had bites that are really bad. I've lost hearing in this ear, had to go 2-3 times to the doctor. This ear is still bad, but I lost a lot of hearing. Now, got to go again today, and I am losing my train of thought today. I came back here and stayed here since July, but you have to see how they run me and how they lie unless they get up in court. And so, this is federal crimes. But then, hey, I'm British, English, and I'm who I said I am the day I was born, and that gives me a dual. My mom was an American, George O'Keeffe's sister, Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe, from Madison, Wisconsin. So it makes me have dual citizenship. I'm English, so I'm just going to tell what's happening here. They've run me, and I'd come back. I'm kept penniless, and I pay them. And in the past, they have, I'll give you an example, but this is ongoing. Since I came here, when I got a few bucks and then got a little income, I have to, I'll go in and pay. And I did pay for a month till I got wise, because I'd pay for a month, and a few days later, they'd make it so bad I had to leave, and I was running to the national forest to live till I could get another penny. And I'm going to tell you this. The budget in, I had done a companion aid for DJ Cooper. They paid me very well. The few they were really nice to me. DJ was. Anyway, I had saved up $3,000 that I hadn't seen in so long. I don't, kept a pauper. And I went in November, about 94, I think, and I paid for a month at the Budget Inn, which the one they gave me wasn't bad, and that was a Patel. So 3 days after I moved in, that I got to stay there, moved in, paid for a month, he comes up and knocks on the door and tells me he's going to come in and remodel. I said, no, you're not. I told you I'm allergic to chemicals. He said, well, yes, I am. So I go and I call, they had a law office separate down, and I called the police. Well, they come up and tell me they're going to arrest me and put my hands behind me. It was just one. And I don't know if he actually closed handcuffs, but he put them on my wrists. And he told me I'd be the one that had to leave. So when the cop left, and he said they didn't have to give me any money back. And when he left, the Patel that managed it, which they and Sonny Shaw own all these around here in Troutville, and they're not all lower income. Some of them are very nice, and it's property they sit on. So they're called entrepreneurs. I'm just treated like trash. I haven't committed a crime. So this is going to go off before I can get anything else up. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought today. I managed to stay here and pay really all I get. Anyway, I had to leave out the Budget Inn. like the cop said, I'm the one that left. I didn't do anything. I'd paid my rent as I always have, on time. Here, oddly enough, trying to stay in one spot, because this looks bad to me if you don't, background checks are no good. Let me clue you. They can be no good. Anyway, at the end of the month, before I get money, because I pay so much here, and I can't get another place, so I'll have to leave Roanoke area when I leave, and that's going to be pretty soon, or I'll be dead. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it at that. Right now, that I would ask to. I pay by the week here. I don't pay by the month. And now, as it stands, they could run me out the day I pay the rent. I paid it yesterday, by the way. No, yeah, yesterday for a week. And I am so sick. She deliberately, I've been sick ever since I come here. They have put me through, and I'm going to quote you this before this goes off. I was at Edinburgh, which is federal. That's retirement here in Roanoke. And the same thing was done there, the chemicals and all, just drown in them. And people watch it, and they don't do a darn thing. They're going to look out for themselves, their jobs, where they live. It is appalling. But anyway, a woman there that I've used her name a lot because she said it, Carol Rogers Simon. What she's doing down there, I don't know. And I understand she's still there. She's not dead. This was a few years back in 2006. She told me that she was from Seattle, Washington, and she said her ex-husband was a psychiatrist, and that he said I was paying for the crimes that my family committed against the Jews in the Holocaust. So that's why I'm being soaked in chemicals and run from place to place. Well, beg pardon, fella. There's another side to all this that hasn't been told, I assure you, all of you. I hope it is. I hope to live to see the day to clear my father's name, tell what's been done to me, and it's done to Americans. And that's what the FBI gentleman said to me. It's only when they find out how it affects them that they care. And how many soldiers, British soldiers died, and Germans, but British soldiers died so the Winston Churchill and the Illuminati, the Roosevelts, part of my own friggin' family, but part of my family's good. I know they are, or I wouldn't be alive today either. And the British citizens are the ones, and the Germans who helped pull me through, and some citizens here. I don't mean that, but 99% of them could care less. It's odd. It is really odd. You talk about hate crimes. Now, I wanted to tell this. I'm here, and they all know about this. It's deliberate. It makes me look flaky, and people start saying, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? That's why I came to YouTube and Facebook. I've done all this over and over, begged. The law doesn't work for me till I can get it into court. Nothing's going to happen except I die probably. Anyway, let me say this. Right now, the other day, the girl that's manager here, I happened to be sitting up there. I usually don't, but one of the workers came and asked her to smell this, and he sprayed it a little bit there, and she says, oh, that's good. Use it. So now and then, I moved over here into this handicap room across the hall. They moved me back and forth, and I'm just moving rather from one motel to another to get hit in the face with chemicals, and air conditioning's got mold and mildew. And by the way, I've put that up on here. They're horrible. I've taken pictures of the rooms they've taken me to, and then I'll have to go back and start again because I'm so sick. They're so filled with mold and mildew and old and dirt. But I've never had anything outside the room that I can remember. It's always just in the room where I'm at. I should have lived a decent life, breathing fresh air, not sick the way I am.